When I first shared my recipe for salt pork with you all, I didn't expect it to be so well received. Heck, I made that video so I can make the recipe I want to share with you today. In typical human fashion, we never know what we don't know. But I have to say I'm very happy that the interest for salt pork and the method that my grandparents use is still high, and because of that, today I'm sharing with you my grandma's salt pork stew recipe. A rich, delicious and hearty meal that was used to fuel the body for any energy-demanding job on the homestead. Let's go! If you've seen any of my other videos and you decided to come back for more, then I assume that you are finding some value in them. If that's the case, please bless me with your kindness by subscribing to the channel, as it helps me grow and become better. In return, I promise to bring you higher value content each time. Thank you very much. The ingredients for this dish are 500 grams of potatoes, 300 grams of salt pork, and if you don't know how to make it, then check this link here, and in no more than 2 weeks you can have your own batch ready. Continuing, you're gonna need 1 large onion, 2 cloves of garlic, 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, 1 teaspoon of freshly ground pepper, and maybe, just maybe, only if necessary, some salt to taste. But most likely you won't need more salt, given the fact that we're using the saltiest pork possible. Don't despair, we will do some magic and the salt pork won't be so salty anymore. Still, if you don't have salt pork but want to try this recipe anyway, use a bacon that's on the meatier side, use some smoked pork loin. You get the idea, in the sense that while you're making your own batch of salt pork, you can test this recipe with a substitute meat so that you see if you like it or not. For the tools we will need a pot with a lid, a large bowl to soak the meat in, a peeler, a sharp knife, a chopping board, and that's about it. Let's start prepping now, and the first thing we need to do is to cut the salt pork into smaller pieces and soak it for at least 2 hours in cold water. 3 would be ideal, but I understand we're all short on time. This process will remove most of the salt stored in the meat and will result into something that we can cook with, eat, and not have to drink a bathtub of water after due to the high salinity stored into it. The salt was good at first because it cured and preserved the meat, but now we need to send it back to the sea. Don't try to fake the recipe and not soak it long enough, because you will end up with a stew that is so salty you won't be able to eat. While the meat soaks, peel your vegetables. If you want to run the garlic cloves through a press, that's good as well. I just slice them because it's easier with the setup that I have. When it comes to the onions, we want to dice them in larger chunks because it's a stew after all, and we want to see all the ingredients nice and chunky when we enjoy it later. Same with the potatoes. Bite-sized chunks and everything will be perfect. But this is not the rule. That's how I like it. If you prefer to cut everything as small and as thin as possible, go for it. If you want to just chuck everything in the pot whole, go for it. Who am I to judge your food choices? Anyway, once you're done with the veggies and the soaking time has passed, get the salt pork out and chop it again into bite-sized chunks. Now that we have all the ingredients prepped and ready, we can move into the cooking stage. So, in the pot, add a layer of potatoes, 1 of onion, 1 of meat, and repeat this method until you used half of the ingredients. At this point, when the pot is filled midway, add the tomato paste and the ground pepper and continue layering until you run out of ingredients, making sure that the last layer is made out of potatoes. Sometimes I think about this dish as a potato lasagna, but it's not that, just my imagination telling me what I want to eat next. Then, to this party of ingredients, add 1 pint or 500 milliliters of water. Then put it on the stove and cook it at low heat for 1 hour while covered with the lid for the entire time. The lid is there because we don't want it to evaporate and end up with a mushy, dry, unrecognizable, sorry excuse of a stew. Time flies and soon you will have your stew ready, steaming and begging to be eaten. This dish is rich and full of flavor, making it the perfect partner for any type of pickles you have around your house. Gherkins, sour pickle, sauerkraut, pickled cauliflower, you name it, any of them will complement this stew like a charm. Add some freshly baked bread to the mix and you're setting yourself up for a meal to remember. I don't make this dish often because I don't have salt pork available all year round, but when I do, I sure love eating this dish and sharing it with my friends and family. And if you're like me, please try this dish and share it with your loved ones. It's not fancy stuff, but it's delicious, satisfying and filling. And what more do you want from a dish if you're a down-to-earth human being who appreciates simple, self-reliant living? Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.